You see the door to an opportunity before you. Others are successfully going through the door, and you know that it's only momentarily open. So you're rushing to get there. You get there just in the nick of time as the door closes in front of you. Man, you pull at the door, but it's locked like a steel vault. You try the other door, but there's no budging. And you pat your pockets for possibly some success of access, but it doesn't exist. And the people in front of you have no idea that you even exist. How do you proceed? Often when we see closed doors, we see them as an obstacle, as a setback from something that we were intending to do and or accomplish. But sometimes, more often than not, that closed door is an opportunity for something greater that we haven't even begun to imagine, that next open door that we've been looking for. I know that sometimes in acting, you can look forward to so many different types of auditions. And because there are cutoff times, because when they find somebody that they like, they might say, we don't need anybody else. And you might have been that next person in line to go up, but they said, oh, we're done for today, or we're done. We found what we're looking for. And in that moment might not feel the most pleasant. Let's be honest, that might be so heartbreaking in that moment. But then that person might find their way to sitting across from a director or a producer or someone in that field. And you all might be saying, oh, dude, that's ridiculous. How far-fetched of an idea that a door might open after a huge failure. But there have been so many actors and actresses, so many musicians, so many different types of creatives and people that were found simply because something else went wrong for them. I want to challenge you all to get out of the mindset of looking at a closed door as the final say to what is going on before you. We ourselves trust God, right? And because we trust God, we have to understand that there will be times where doors are closed before us. Now, some of them we try to bust wide open and it doesn't work out, but that's okay. Like the saying goes, when one door closes, another one opens. And you might have thousands of doors that have closed before you. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're in your career, there are going to be some opportunities that the door closes. But if you just settle for the door being closed, you'll be miserable. You'll get depressed, you'll get discouraged, and you'll find yourself not looking for the door. But I promise you, if you take it as an opportunity to press a little harder, to work a little bit more each and every day until the door, the right door that has been for you all along, shows up. Like I have had a number of times in my career where doors or opportunities have closed, but they paid in other dividends. Like I remember there was a job that I applied for in New York, working for a clothing company. And the clothing company I thought for sure was going to be great. Set up the interview, everything was great and wonderful until they called back after I'd already set up everything saying, hey, we don't have an interview for you. We filled the position. And even after telling them, hey, I've already paid for all these things to come into the city, and they found, quote unquote, an interview for me, knowing that they didn't have a job for me. I went and proceeded to do the job, And they called me later on after the interview and said, "Oh, sorry, the job has been filled. We won't be moving forward with you as a candidate." Not realizing that in that moment, I was frustrated. In that moment, I was pissed off because I spent all that time and money to get there. Finding a place to stay in New York is not inexpensive. Like, let's be honest. And so after spending all that money, time, and effort prepping, getting there, making sure I had a place to stay, this interview, wow, I thought it was a great interview and all signs show that you interviewed amazing. There was still no room for me. Later on that day, I found out that one of my friends who I had gone to school with had gotten the job. And they had gotten the job the day before. Remember how they told me that, oh, they no longer had an interview for me? It's because they had hired this person. Now, for me, I was just shocked after I had heard that they had started the new position and they were working in this role, and still annoyed. I came to later find out from one of my other friends who worked there, was one of the reasons why I was able to get the interview in the first place, that there was more of a race thing that went on. And they proceeded to later leave because of what they had found out. And boom, for me in that moment, it felt like vindication, right? That vengeance was taken care of. But for me, I was still without. Needless to say, shortly thereafter, I was able to get an IT job. Yes, it wasn't in clothing design, but I was able to relocate and find a job relatively quickly. My money didn't run out. And by the time it was running out, I was starting my first day, which honestly was a blessing. And to take it a step further, after that, in that job, I found my wife. From that, I accepted a call in ministry. From that, I am here today to encourage you that while doors close before us all the time, we can't let it stay there. We can't give up. We can't be defeated. While in the moment, there is the, okay, this door wasn't for me. But don't give up. Don't hesitate. Continue to move forward. And understand that there are times where God will close a door before us, because if He let us go through it, we would shipwreck ourselves. And because we trust Him, there has to be the allowance for letting Him lead us and guide us. Don't get so caught up on getting through a specific door that you miss out on the door that was already prepared and wide open for you, that no man can close. Every door closed might be a setback in the moment, but I promise you, that you can move forward through that door that was made for you. There's no mistake that you chose to be here to check out this video. I hope that you all enjoyed yourself and you're encouraged a little bit more to keep on going, to keep moving forward, to keep on persisting in the dream that you have been made for. We all want to achieve the AMP life that God has prepared for us. And so that means when the doors are closed, you keep moving. Doors are closed, keep on knocking. The doors are closed. Don't get discouraged, but know that there is a door open for you. Do me a favor, take a second, like this video, because I appreciate it. Leave some comments on maybe some doors that have closed before you, because we don't want you to be discouraged, but your closed door opportunity and success could help and encourage someone else. And do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the most lit family on all of YouTube. Until next time, know that I love you. God loves you even more. Be inspired, be edified, be encouraged. But God, first in all that you do, love unconditionally, do what you love, and always live an amped life. And let's get amped. Woo! And we'll see you next time.